Hey everybody, Adam here for True North Wilds, and this is the April unboxing of the Mystery Tackle Box Elite Bass Box. MysteryTackleBox.com if you want to check them out. This has been a good box recently. I'm excited to see what I get for this month, especially now that I am so close to finally being able to get out on the open water. Open water season opens in just a few weeks from now, so for a long time I've been getting these boxes a long time over the winter. Seems like a long time. And just not able to use anything in them because I don't have any open water. So this will be the first box in about 6 months that I get from Mystery Tackle Box that I can actually likely use fairly soon. So I'm excited about that. While I open this up, don't forget, if you're not already, you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. So it looks like a fairly nice full box. Lots of lures in here this month. I'm just gonna start picking things out at random. We have Hard Hat Jigs by Catchco, Diesel Jig Football Jig. So just a nice little skirted jig. Pretty cool. Nice colors on it. Blue, tan, it's got the weed guard, football jig shape. Fairly standard football jig. Pretty nice. I'll be looking forward to using that. We have Baker Lures. So that's a brand I'm not familiar with. I don't think I've gotten anything from them before, so that's always nice to get new stuff. And this is a popper. 2.5-inch topwater popper, the BBT1 series. Let's take a look. So this is a nice little popper. Sort of, it's your standard popper shape. They don't vary all that much. And it's that nice, I think they call it sexy shad color. Let's see what do they have it on here? Doesn't have it on here as far as the color. Oh yeah, model BBT silver black is what they call it. A lot of other ones call it a sexy shad, but it's sort of your standard yellow line and the dot and then the pattern on top. Fairly nice, fairly standard. Great bass lure, nothing wrong with that. Moving on to a nicely packaged Carl's Baits, the Thwacker sinking lipless crankbait. So lipless crankbaits are actually a good multi-species lure. I catch pike, walleye, smallmouth bass on them, and then of course they are a standard for largemouth bass. I really like my lipless cranks. I really like the shape of this one. This has a really interesting shape. Sort of an offset belly from the top hump. Usually they're kind of a normal symmetrical sort of shape. This one has a bit of an offset, and it's a really interesting shape. Really great color on this. It's got the really nice blue. It's got the yellow line in there, but it's sort of blended in really nicely, and then the silver belly. And it's all backed by a little bit of a holographic foil type of effect. And of course, it being a lipless crank, I'm sure it has a rattle. Yeah, so it's got a few different... It's got one bigger one and then a couple smaller ones in there from the sounds of it. So you got a couple different frequencies of sound, which is nice. Makes it a really loud, obnoxious lure in the water. When you're ripping this up and it's jiggling and you get those multiple ball bearings making noise at the multiple frequencies, it just attracts things from all over. Like I said, really great multi-use bait for all different kinds of fish. And having those multiple sound waves in there, it really helps with that variety of fish that you can target. So I'm really happy with that. I love lipless crankbaits. I always like getting them. Next up, we have the Lunker Hunt, a brand I'm very familiar with. They make some really nice stuff. And it looks like it's called the Jolt 2.5. It's a floating shallow diver. Okay, so it's a shock yellow is the color. The Impact series. 2.5 foot dive depth. So it's a very, very shallow diver, and it's floating. So it's more of a upper surface, very upper level lure, which for bass, great. And for pike in particular in the spring, that'll work really well also. So that is a good dive depth, very light, obviously it's floating. Big thumping rattle in there. So it doesn't have those small high-pitched ones like the last lure did. It's just that big thump in there, which is always fun. Really nice color on this. Fairly large dive bill. If I would have pulled this out without looking at the dive depth, I would have guessed this to actually dive more than that. So that's interesting. I'm curious to see what kind of action that gives it at that dive depth with that big wide bill, but being so shallow. That'll be interesting to use. Very nice shape. So, you know, pattern on it is that similar shad pattern. You got the dark top, light side, the dot. The color is really nice. Looking forward to giving that a try. Lunker Hunt makes some nice stuff. I've always had luck on them. I really like the rattle on this. This is a nice deep thud, but it's in a tighter space, it sounds like, so you get a little bit of the high-pitched noise. It's not like some of the big, heavy ones that I've gotten before. It's still big and heavy, but it's got an interesting pattern of shake. Moving on, there's a lot of baits in this box. Nishine Lure Works, Chippewa RB. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Nishine. Looks like it's a Japanese lure, based on the writing on the back. Does not. It's a crankbait. Oh, so they have a neat little chart here showing their different models, and this one, I'm assuming Chippewa RB. So it's a 5-foot dive depth with a tight action, according to this. That's kind of a neat chart that they have on the back, actually. So 5-foot dive depth. So again, fairly shallow. I like, right off the bat, I like that it comes with this fast clip system. I don't even know what these are called, but it's a quick locks, quick snap, something along those lines is what it's called. Really nice paint job on this thing, I can tell you that. Big belly on it. It's got a wide, or I should say tall profile. For a, you know, it's a fairly short lure, but it's fairly tall for the size. No rattle in it, which is unusual, but not at all a bad thing. The eyes on this thing are crazy. They're this really bright, reflective blue that I like, and the belly is sort of that same blue, and then the side is this really dark red, and it looks like it's got the crawfish sort of shell pattern on it. So that's really, really interesting. I really like the color on this. It's very dark, but this will be great for some clear water on a bright sunny day. This will just blend into that natural sort of bait and natural colors that you see down in the water. I really like the eyes on this. This is going to be an interesting lure to use. That 5-foot dive depth is perfect in the spring for pike again, and obviously bass as well. I might even catch some walleye on this. They don't normally feed on crawfish, but just the color, the red color with the black and then with the blue belly, and that perfect 5-foot dive depth for the spring, I think I'll actually catch walleye on this as well. So that's a really interesting lure to get. It's got a really nice finish to it. I'm really happy with the quality of this. This is a really nice lure. More hard baits. This is crazy. There's a lot of baits in here. They're all on the smaller side, but it's nice to get that big variety. So this is from Bandit Lures, the Bandit 200, and it's just purple black color, or PRL black color. Dives to 4 to 8 feet. So 4 to 8 foot dive depth, sort of your standard diver. It looks like it's 2.5 inches, and no rattle in it, but nice color. Your silver and black pattern, so you're nice, just a standard sort of bait fish color pattern. Nothing wrong with that. Same thing, it'll be a good multi-species lure, not just for bass, but for pike and probably walleye. Walleye really like that silver black bait fish pattern around here, so I think I'll do well for that for a variety of species, so there's nothing wrong with that. Moving on, we have some plastics, and the 4-inch Salty Lizard from Cabin Creek Bait Company. The Salty Lizard from Cabin Creek Bait Company in number 10 smoke color. Not much of a scent. That doesn't seem like they're scented. They don't feel very salty. So it must be more of a impregnated into the plastic because it's not coated at all. But it's a nice lizard shape. It's a really cool little, just a creature plastic. Nice small, great color. Nothing wrong with that. Nice little twister tail on it. The legs, the detail. It's a decent plastic. I'm sure I'll have success with that. I have not used Cabin Creek plastics as of yet, I don't think. So be interested to, I'll be interested to see how those work. KVD Strike King Perfect Plastics. So this is green pumpkin candy 4-inch worms with coffee scent and salt. So worms are always good. Worms work for bass and pike and walleye. Everything in this box so far is going to be a good multi-species lure. These are really nice worms. Definitely a coffee scent. Good, it's a good size. 4 inches is a nice size. It's got a really nice purple and green sparkle in it. So it's got sort of just the plain green color of the plastic, but lots and lots of sparkle in it. Purple, green, it's really flashy. It's got a nice profile, nice worm profile. It's kind of got squared off sides. Makes it actually easier to handle, and it just gives it some beefiness. And it's got sort of a flat head, so you can Ned rig it, or you can wacky rig it, or whatever your preferred style is. That's a really nice plastic. I'm looking forward to using those. Definitely smallmouth will go after these. Smallmouth love these things. Right around this size, this thickness, and that sparkle in there, I'm going to have a lot of success with the smallmouth, which is a lot of fun. All right, getting to the end of the box finally here. Lunker City Fishing Specialist. So it's another jig from Lunker City. It doesn't have a model. Oh, green pumpkin is the color. It's 3/8 ounce. Skirted jig. Got the weed guard. It's a flat jig head. Nice flat jig head. Other than that, sort of a standard jig, standard skirted jig. It is quite nice that I got a couple jigs in here with the plastics. That's always nice to get jigs to go with the plastics. It's nice to get everything that you need in one box. So kudos to MTB for that. Lastly, of course, we have our stickers. This one, Catchco sticker. They're always pretty fun. They always come up with some interesting sticker designs. I love getting stickers. I'm a sucker for that. The What's in the Box card, of course, with some promo information. And your little Dibble Digest tips and tricks inside. Some promotional stuff, some activities like a word search here. All that usual sort of literature. And that's it. That's the box for this month. I'm pretty happy with this box. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in here. More than my average box from Mystery Tackle Box. This is packed pretty well. They're all on the smaller side, so the theme of the box seems to be smaller but more of them, which is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that in my opinion. All of these baits are going to work really well in the spring. They're all pretty much everything I got here is going to be a good bass bait, pike bait, or walleye bait. This is not really just a bass box as far as I'm concerned. This could be a really good multi-species box. So that's always nice to see. Like I mentioned, it's really nice to see that I get some jigs to go with the plastics. It's nice that one of those lures comes with the quick snap things. You can change out lures really quick. I love those little, quick things. All in all, great box. Nothing wrong with that. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you guys are getting, what you guys are planning on targeting this spring, what you're planning on using, how you're liking all the products that you're getting, and all the other feedback that you can think of. I always like getting comments, and I always try to reply to them all. If you're not already, don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe down there. It helps me out a lot for the channel, a lot. So don't hesitate to do that. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you outside.